the nightcap right now. Mike, Joyce, very special guest Steve Coburn. And Mike, since it's Steve, I'm guessing you gotta put a little bit of beer in that nightcap, don't you, for Steve?
Well, I can tell you, after that experience, we all need a drink. That was amazing. We saw California Chrome in the winner's circle. Thank you for joining Todd and I here on the nightcap.
Well,
there.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I really do.
We had you had cameras on you everywhere, from the fans to us following you. And we showed you rooting down the stretch along with your family. Is there any way you can describe to anyone what that moment is like when a horse that you've raised since birth is having a moment like that?
Well, it's undescribable because you don't know whether you're going to have a heart attack or you're just going to pass out from something else. But it's very emotional. The adrenaline's running through your system, and it's just. It's undescribable. It really, really is. You got to try it sometime.
And I have to tell you, Mike and I both sat here when you and the rest of your family and friends walked into the paddock well before the horses had arrived, and the crowd was waiting for you and broke out in spontaneous applause. I've never seen a moment like that at the racetrack. What about the lead up to the race itself? You just seem so grateful for all the fans that showed up here.
Well, that's because I'm just a regular person, and these fans are what make racing what it is today. And they're regular people just like me, and I think we kind of appreciate each other, what I've accomplished and my partner, and they're willing to spend that extra dollar that they might not have to come and watch this horse run. And that's what makes it what it is. It's not about me. It's about this horse and the people that love this horse. You know, DAP Racing, when we started out, I mean, you know, we were just like, we're nobody. But I think we let people know that we got a pretty good horse here. And the fans love this horse. You know, we saw this one Zenyatta when she was on her winning streak, the people that gathered around her. And we saw it with Secretariat, and then we saw it with Seabiscuit. And the way the people have come around this horse, just because of who he is and where he came from. You know, he's a cool horse. He really, really is. He's kind of like a guy you'd want to go out and have a beer with.
Yeah. Well, on that subject, Steve, we brought you here not only to talk about California Chrome, this great moment. We actually want to have a cocktail. I don't know if you've watched this.
Yes,
it's something that Mike Joyce has put together. We're showing the replay turning for home, so it's maybe a good time to toast California Chrome. But we're coming up until the 9th and final race here, about 4 minutes away. And Mike Joyce likes to reveal his selection for the final race by pouring out a colored cocktail that has the same color as the saddle towel of the horse you like. Are you much of a martini guy?
Well, right now, I'll drink anything that settles my nerves.
Okay. Well, you know...
let me settle you down with this.
Okay.
The ingredients for this cocktail tonight, I like a first-time starter. We saw the polished, finished product of California Chrome earlier today. Everyone has to start somewhere, and tonight I think we're going to see a great campaign started by a first-timer from the Michael McCarthy barn. That's right. We're going white. Saddle towel number 2.
Oh, my gosh. That just looks,
number 2,
you know,
long stocking for Mike Smith.
Can I look? Normally I wouldn't do that, Mike. I know this is your segment. I'm not even someone who partakes in martinis very often, but I'm looking at that and it looks rancid.
Yeah.
And we have Steve Coburn here. I think we have something a little bit better. How about this, Steve? I think this should be our nightcap.
Works for me.
Little silver bullet. Let's do this. There you go. All right.
There you go.
Didn't have to ask him twice.
To California Chrome. And the fans of California Chrome, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much.
What a toast here. The
horse.
nightcap. And applause breaks out here around the set. Wouldn't have it any other way. Outstanding.
Oh, this is real. This is not water. This is real.
You can tell I shuffled mine off the side. It's very, very real.
Yeah.
So the nightcap, the selection here, the 2 long stocking, we're 2 minutes away from this final race, but we're continuing to talk with Steve Coburn, who's been so gracious with his time throughout the Triple Crown. I must say, when you were upon your biggest moment, a chance to win the Triple Crown, you joined us that morning at Belmont Park. So thank you for making this horse accessible to us.
So everyone else. After that one, I didn't know if I'd ever be welcome
hey,
again.
let me ask you about that a little moment. With all the ups and downs of the Triple Crown, winning and losing, and then also the criticism put on you after the Belmont Stakes, would you change anything about the whole experience?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I would. You know, the emotions and the adrenaline, you know, and I was mic'd up and they had a camera in my face all the time. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd have probably turned my head, taken a lot of big, deep breaths and said, you know what? it is what it is, and just go down and congratulate them people. You know, I did apologize, and and it was the right thing to do, because, a horse does what it's trained to do, and that's race and run. And he won the race. He won the race. So that's bottom line. The horse won the race. He did exactly what he was trained to do. So
yeah, speaking of tonalists who ended the Triple Crown bid, but here we are towards the end of the year. We have this win in the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby, and listening to Art Sherman talk, some big plans for next year. Is there a possibility that this horse could go overseas and run? I know Japan was a consideration after the Breeders' Cup. What about looking to his 4-year-old season?
Well, one race and one place at a time is the way we're going to take it. We don't want to put this horse, that 3-year-old campaign trail that he was on was pretty brutal, And if you look at this horse now, and if you look at the weight this horse has put on, the size he's gained, and if you look at him at the Belmont Stakes, he looked like he was anorexic. I mean, he had lost a lot of weight. He really did. But he still had the heart to run. And looking at this horse right now on the screen, this horse he is just an amazing horse. He really, really is. And you know what? We've been blessed with this horse. We really have. He's been sent down from the heavens to us, and I think he was put here on this earth for one reason and one reason only, and that's so he could give the fans, the people, the inspiration to come back to the track and spend their hard-earned dolly to watch these horses run. I really do. And there's an old saying, things happen for a reason. We didn't win the Triple Crown, and there's a reason behind that. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to question it. But if you turn around and you look at these fans that are still here and the race just got over with, I think that's a pretty big reason. These fans love this horse, and to get them back to the track to watch these horses is what exactly horse racing needs in the United States today. It really is. And thank you, fans. Thank you so much for being so supportive of California Chrome. And I wish I could all take you out for a beer, but the wife only left me with $20.
That's all right, Steve. You can just take me out for a beer. I'll tell them how.
Okay. Steve Coburn, co-owner along with Perry Martin, and that's also co-owner and breeder. They've known him since he was a little boy. California Chrome is their champion, and now the people's champion with a win here today in the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby. We look forward to more conversations in 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, Steve.
See you all later.